Hi, boys and girls. It's Monday morning and I'm not there. So I know you're terribly disappointed. Caden has a sinus infection and an ear infection. And so I'm staying home to be with him this morning. And hopefully I'm back tomorrow. I really, really hope so. We have to kind of wait and see how things go. But anyway, let's just worry about today for right now. So hopefully you have done all your other morning activities, discussion board, you listened to the announcements for today. Um, you learned about Women's History Day by watching Susan B. Anthony BrainPot video. And you're now up to your TDA work. So you should all have your organizers there with you. They look like this. These two sections right here for the explicit are already done. We finished those on Friday. These are the pieces of information that you copied straight from the text. So that part is done. So what you're working on today is filling out the rest of this organizer. So what I want you to do is take one idea at a time. So just focus, even if you want to fold your paper, and just focus on your top idea first. And think about that, and then figure out, what are you going to write? What can you imply from this idea? And then what is the big idea? How does it tie all back into the original TDA thesis or prompt? Now, what I did was I copied the actual TDA prompt for you, so you can keep this. Your substitute will have given you this already, hopefully, and you can keep this in your ELA folder. So the actual TDA is stating that young people can make a difference. That is the big idea. That is the thesis that we are trying to support, that young people can make a difference. So you pulled out one way that a young person can make a difference. So you wrote it here. So because of this, whatever it is that you chose, what does that lead you to believe? What does it make you think? That's where you're going to write here in the implicit. This leads me to believe that. This makes me think that. Okay, there's two good sentence starters for you. And remember, in this section, I like at least 2 sentences, maybe even 3 sentences. And then the last part is the big idea. You're just going to kind of pull together, how does this come back to the thesis that young people can make a difference? If you need a little bit more support or a little bit more help remembering how we did it before, I suggest that you, if you still have a copy of your old TDA, you could pull that out. But think back to how we did the other TDAs, the 2 that we did together. So I really want you to work hard. After you get the first one done, then you're moving on to your second one. Take your second piece of evidence, talk about what you can imply from it. This leads me to believe. This makes me think that. And then the big idea. How does this have to do, or how does this relate to kids making a difference or young people making a difference? All right. I hope that you understand this. You know, we've done 2 together already, so if you paid attention when we did those, hopefully this will come pretty easy. Remember, the implicit, at least 2 sentences, maybe 3. For the big idea, I just need one sentence in the big idea box, and then one down here. Don't worry about introduction or conclusion. We're going to worry about that tomorrow. So hopefully you knock it out of the park and you do a really nice job. If you're not sure if what you did is right, don't stress out about it. We will go over it later this week. All I can ask is that you do your best and try to be thoughtful in your responses and make sure everything that you're saying goes back to kids making a difference. How can they make a difference? What does it tell you about these kids? Do they have big hearts? Are they kind souls? Are they generous? Think of some words that you would use to describe these kids. This leads me to believe that this person or this child is a generous child, willing to give their time and energy to something they believe in. This leads me to believe that this child is inventive and creative because they came up with a really interesting way to make money, or a really interesting way to support their community, or a really interesting way they can support the world, maybe some of them, right? They're doing majorly important things. So, anyway, uh, oh, one last thing I just remembered. When you do your big idea, we like to just use the sentence starter, I can conclude that. So you can use the words, I can conclude that, to begin the sentence for your big idea for both of them. Okay. I can conclude that, and then say what you can conclude, what it makes you think, put it all together. All right. Good luck. Do your best. We will go over it when I come back, and I'm sure you're going to do a great job. And like I said, even if you're not 100% sure, just do what you think is right. Do what feels good when you're writing that. All right. Good luck.